I'll call the meeting to order. And this is a regular meeting of the Allendale Land Use Board, at which formal action will be taken on the items listed on the agenda and upon any other matters which may properly come before the Land Use Board. Requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied through posting on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and on the borough website, and by publication in the record on January 20, 2020. With copies being sent to the Ridgewood News, certain agenda items are open to the public for their comment or testimony, and the board will advise the public when such matters are open for their comment or testimony. I'm not sure everybody's facing the flag, but I still would like to do the pledge, so I'm going to stand and start it.
I can share a picture of the flag.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, hold
Yep.
on. I could just give me 30 seconds.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, Tyler. Good idea.
Let's do that. New tab. All right,
Thank you.
there we go.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
To the flag
The
of the
United
United States of America,
and
to
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 the
the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
visible.
indivisible, liberty,
liberty and
justice
justice.
for all.
world.
Thank you. Okay, I'll open up the meeting and ask maybe Chris to explain the extenuating circumstances of how we're meeting tonight on Zoom, why we're meeting on Zoom, and the, I guess, a bit of the truncation of the original agenda. So Chris, could you talk to
Sure.
that?
Thank you, Kevin. I was in the office on Monday, and we got a call that Borough Hall was going to be closed this week. We were not aware of that, the chairman nor myself, until Monday afternoon. It was a holiday, so we had a phone conference and determined that at this point, since it was not 48 hours before and we couldn't get any notice out, that it would be best to adjourn the applications that were on for January tonight, in that since we weren't going to be able to get 48 hours notice out to the public, either through a public posting or through a legal notice, that since that could impact jurisdictional ability to move forward with those applications, that the more prudent course of action would be to adjourn the meetings till the applications till February. However, we did think that we could still proceed with reorganization of the board at this meeting. So that's why we had to pivot, because the Borough Hall was closed, and we didn't want to put the applications that were on the agenda at risk of having jurisdictional challenge, since we weren't going to be able to notice the fact that this was not an in-person meeting and was going to be a Zoom meeting with a 48 hours notice. We did, however, post on the Borough Hall entryway, even though there's no one allowed in the public in Borough Hall, that the meeting would be on Zoom. And we also posted on the Borough website and other available avenues. So that's why I think we're able to move forward with the meeting and the reorganization and the kind of the memorialization of resolutions of applications that were already passed. But I did think it was taking a risk to not only the board, but also the applicants to move forward with the applications on tonight. So we've adjourned them to February. They will be heard in February 14th. That's the Monday session, the work session meeting. There will be no requirement to renotice those applications by the applicants. And we will make a statement later, although I'm doing it right now, but we'll make a statement as well later that these applications are being carried to February 14th, 2022.
And Chris and Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chairman, yeah, we're sorry, whether just oversight or just if when we made the decision, it was not communicated to you and it came at a late date. Ron and I have been discussing, as I have with the other department heads, really what was the safest thing for the borough, for its employees, for the residents. And we just, we closed Borough Hall again for a third week. The employees are too valuable to us. We just didn't want residents coming in or anyone coming in, not sure whether they were tested or not. We didn't want to put our Borough Hall employees in close proximity with one another, and seeing how we could do most of the things, if not all the things, virtually or through computer, through the phone. We just thought that was the prudent thing, but we apologize if it wasn't given to you with ample time, or it changed, you had to do something at the last moment.
No, we appreciate that. And also, Mayor, as you know, the DCA has issued guidance, especially with regard to public hearings, with regard to land use applications, that the preference is that they be in person. However, I can assure the applicants that whether it's in person or by Zoom, they will proceed on February 14th. That's all I can say.
Great, thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Mayor. We appreciate that. And to board members, please note that in February, we will have 2 meetings. So the 14th and the 16th, because I believe Linda has informed me that there are other items or applications pending for the 2nd February meeting.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on to the first matter of business this evening is the oath of office for the mayor, Ron Kistner, Suzanne Lovasolo, Tyler Yacarino, myself, Melissa Bergen, Robert Forbes, and Frank Petrino, who is joining the board as the second alternate. So Chris, should we do that individually? Or do you want to do it all in group?
No, I think we can do it all as a group. The mayor's been through this.
Yeah.
We can all do it as a group. So everybody who is going to be sworn in tonight, I have an oath here. I'll read it. If you could just raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I,
Tyler
Suzanne
Yacarino,
Lovasolo,
solemnly swear
do
solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
And
justly perform
all the duties
all
all the duties
of the office of planning board member
of the office of planning board member
to the best of my ability,
best
to
of
the
my
best of my ability,
and that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and I will.
and that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
And that I will
that I will
bear
bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the
to
same
the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
to the
to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this.
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
You're duly sworn.
Thank you.
Woo-hoo.
And welcome.
Thank,
Welcome back to those who are extending their membership, and to Frank and his joining our group.
and Kevin, if I may, I had the, during the reorg, I had the honor to look to appoint Frank to the board. We are thrilled to have him. I know, Frank, it's a tough way to meet everyone via Zoom, but we're a great group, we're a warm group, and we are thrilled to have you, and we know you're going to be great on this group. So thank you for agreeing to be part of this
Thank you very
group.
much for the appointment. I look forward to working with everybody. Thank you.
Frank, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, can I have a roll call, Linda?
Board Member Bergen,
Here.
Secretary Delavatio,
Here.
Board Member Davis,
Here.
Board Member Kistner,
Yeah.
Councilman Lovasolo,
Here.
Board Member Yacarino,
Here,
Vice Chairman Sirico,
Here.
Mayor Bernstein,
Yes. Here.
Chairman Quinn,
Here.
Alternate Forbes,
Here.
and Alternate Petrino.
Here,
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next matter is the election of officers. And we have several resolutions to that effect. The first is the order of voting. Then the resolution for the election of the chair, vice chair, and election of secretary. I have notified the mayor and others that I am willing to serve again as the chair. And I've reached out to Michael Sirico and Joe Delavisio if they wanted to continue in their current roles, and they answered in the affirmative, but I can let them speak for themselves on those.
Yes, I would definitely like to continue as secretary if the board will have me.
And I share the same if the board will have me as vice chair. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
So Chris, maybe how's the best way to handle these 4 matters is to go over the resolution quickly? And then the question then would be how to get the resolution signed and endorsed by myself and Joe, and
Yeah,
back to Linda.
The signing and execution would be, we could throw that to Ron at some point to circulate. But in terms of the moving the resolutions, I think you could move resolution 22-01- to 22-04. You could move them as a group unless there's any other nominations from the floor. So I'd call for a nomination of the floor on the officers. And if not, then you can move 1 through 4 as a group.
Okay, thank you. So getting to the nominations for the floor, are there any nominations from the floor for the officership?
I would like to make the motion for all of you in your same position.
Thank you. Appreciate the motion. Do we have a second on the motion?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Tyler. Any discussion? If not, we'll move to a vote. Linda?
Board Member Bergen,
Yes.
Secretary Delawisio,
Yes,
Board Member Davis,
Yes.
Board Member Kistner,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lovasolo,
Yes.
Board Member Yakarino,
With pleasure.
Vice Chairman Sirico,
Yes.
Chair Bernstein,
Yes.
Chairman Quinn,
Yes.
alternate Forbes,
Yes.
alternate Petrino.
Yes.
Okay, that resolution carries.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you once again for the faith in us.
yes,
Or-
thank
Those 4 resolutions all carry, so we'll just mark them the same way. And we'll move on to the next, and thank you for your confidence in having me as chairman again.
By the
Appreciate
way, sorry, Chairman, I can't help you with the paperwork tonight.
it. Yeah, right. Okay, the next order of business is the resolutions affirming or appointing, there's a group of them, all in similar vein: appointment of the Land Use Board Legal Counsel, appointment of Land Use Board Engineer, appointment of Land Use Board Planner, time and the place of the Land Use Board meetings for the 2022 session, and the adoption of the bylaws for the Land Use Board. So maybe I'll ask Land Use Council, Chris Potter, are you willing to serve again?
Yes, with pleasure. I'd be happy to re-up with the board.
Thank you. I'll ask the same to Mike Breland as engineer.
I certainly would, yes.
Okay, thank you, Mike. I don't know if Ed Snikes is on the call. I
do
didn't
not
see his-
it. No.
No, okay. But, so, hey, well, I don't know if we need to get his affirmative or not, but I would like to appoint him because he's done a very good job as our planner in the past and help with the, certainly with the master plan. So we'll take that as a yes. And does anybody have any objections to the time and place of the board meetings?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. And adoption of the bylaws. Any changes to the bylaws anybody would like to propose? We're all comfortable with them?
Yes,
yes,
Yes, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Then maybe we'll go in the same fashion as we did the other group in this grouping of 22, 05, 06, 07, 08, and 09 as sort of one common issue. Is that okay, Chris, to do that way?
Mr. Chairman, I make the resolution to approve those resolutions as stated.
Thank you. And do we, that was.
Mr.
Ron?
Kistner, yes.
Thank you. Ron. Okay, and do we have a second?
Second. I will
Is that
second.
Patty's seconding? Thank you, Patty. Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, I'll move to a vote, please. A roll call.
Board Member Bergen,
Yes.
Secretary Delawisio,
yes,
Board Member Davis,
Yes.
Board Member Kistner,
yes,
Councilwoman Lovasolo,
Yes.
Board Member Yakarino,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Sirico,
Yes.
Mayor Bernstein,
yes,
Chairman Quinn,
Yes,
alternate Forbes,
yes,
alternate Petrino.
yes,
okay, those five motions carry. Again, we'll clean up the paperwork. Okay. Next matter was a minutes from the December 15th meeting. I made a few small corrections and then dispensed them. Did anybody else have any additions or amendments to the meeting minutes from December?
Can we also do the vote for the closed minutes on that too?
Yes, yes, I think, yes, I'm sorry, yes, we should do both.
Okay,
Because I did review both, and hopefully everybody got both. If that's the case, then I'll take a motion to approve.
So move Lovasolo.
Okay, I have a second on that motion? for the
Second, Sirico.
Okay, thank you, Mike. I think we can, instead of dispense with the roll call, we can just say, all in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions for people who missed that meeting? I think we had a full house, so. Okay, those minutes carry and are approved. Okay. Next matter is the resolutions from the actions taken at the December meeting. And we have two, I believe. Land Use Board 2124 and 2125. Maybe I'll let Chris, and that's sort of what we have done in the past, let Chris kind of paraphrase what we approved those evenings, that evening, in terms of these applications.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first resolution, 21-24, is the application of Lisa and Eric Neff. If you recall, this was an application in the A zone. It was a rather undersized lot, and they were looking to put a second story on their home. We heard testimony from the applicant. We heard testimony from our engineer, and that was passed unanimously at the December meeting. The resolution that I've drafted and circulated is to memorialize this with the usual and customary conditions included therein.
Thank you, Chris. I'll take a motion to move this resolution and approve it.
I'll make the motion, the Secretary Delavatio.
Okay, thank you, Joe.
Second, Sirico.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, we'll move, any discussion? Any changes? No? If not, we'll move to a roll call vote, please.
Board Member Bergen,
Yes.
Secretary Delavatio,
Yes,
Board Member Davis,
Yes.
Board Member Kistner,
with pleasure.
Councilwoman Lovasolo,
Yes.
Board Member Yakarino,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Sirico,
Yes.
Mayor Bernstein,
yes,
and Chairman Quinn.
Yes. Thank you. That motion carries. Okay, and the other matter from last meeting was Resolution LUB 2125.
Yes, Mr.
Wait,
Chairman.
excuse me, one second. Tyler, I don't think that you voted on that application for Neff. Because we didn't need any alternates. We had everyone present.
That could be. I was definitely there.
You were
I'll
there,
defer
but
to Chris, I guess,
you
as to
voted.
the logistics of that.
You were an alternate for both of these resolutions.
All right, we'll give it a soft yes and not an affirmative yes.
He voted in spirit.
Yes, there you go.
Thank you.
But with pleasure.
Of
Yes.
course. Enthusiastically, with pleasure.
Look at
All
that, we got him on everything now. This year, right?
It
Yes.
works out.
Now they all count, Tyler.
Yeah.
All right.
So the resolution 21-25 is the application of Nupar Bahal and Rakesh Khetri. They're located at 78 Edgewood Road in the double A zone. They were seeking to add a second-story addition and a rear addition by removing some decks and stairs and adding a new side entrance and stoop. This application came before us. They had testimony from Mary Fitzpatrick Scrow, as well as a testimony of the applicants. They also had input from our engineer, Mike Vreeland, and it was determined that this variances should be approved with the usual and customary conditions. We found that this was a what we call a C2 variance approval, and the memorialization is here in the resolution and for your review and approval tonight.
Thank you, Chris. Would anybody like to move the motion?
I'll make the motion. This is Secretary Delavatio.
Thank you,
Second,
Joe.
Kistner.
And Ron seconds. Just find your, there it is. Okay. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, I'll move it to a roll call vote, please.
Board Member Bergen,
Yes.
Secretary Delavatio,
Yes.
Board Member Davis,
Yes.
Board Member Kistner,
Yes,
Councilwoman Lovasolo,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Sirico,
Yes.
Mayor Bernstein,
Yes,
and Chairman Quinn.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That motion carries as well. And therefore, we'll figure out how to do the paperwork exchanges on all of these. I'll sign up mine side. I don't know, Joe, can you sign yours and then we'll somehow,
Yeah.
so we can cross sign.
Yeah, I mean, I'm available the next couple of days, so we can, we can hook up somewhere.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. All right. I don't know, I guess before I open it for the public for comment, is there any other matters that need to be discussed? Suzanne, anything from the land use committee? I know it's a little early in the game.
No, we had our first meeting this morning.
Oh, you did? Oh,
It was great. Yeah. Councilman Sasso has been a big help in, getting me acclimated, and just something to keep an eye on, where we discussed, 5G coming down the road. So that's something we're going to, keep everyone posted on. Nothing to report yet.
okay. So thank you and welcome to the new assignment as a councilwoman on the
It's
board.
very exciting.
And to move along what the committee is thinking, I normally turn to the committee member for that during our meetings. So that's important to keep us up to speed as well. So thank you.
Will do.
Okay, any other matters any board member would bring to our attention?
Kevin, I just want to make the kind of the more formal announcement about the two applications before we get to the public hearing.
Okay.
Or public comment.
Okay.
Just so for the public who's on the call tonight, if any, the public hearing scheduled for 78 Hamilton Street, Paul Sprunk application, that is being carried to February 14th. No new notices will be sent. In addition, the application of ABC Vault Partners LLC for 22 Maple Street. That's block 1808, lot 2. That's a D variance with additional bulk variances. That is also being carried to February 14th. And barring any unforeseen circumstances, those will proceed on February 14th because even if Borough Hall is closed, we will have sufficient time to post notices and advise that the meeting is going to be carried on virtual. So
Okay.
that's the formal notice that I had to put on the record with regard to those, so that the applicants don't need the cost or necessity of renoticing the applications.
Oh, thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Okay, I'll now open it up to the public and ask any members of the public who wish to be heard to identify themselves with their name and address for the record. And it looks like I see a hand up there, Mr. Sprunk.
Yes, my name is Paul Sprunk. I'm a Allendale resident at 78 Hamilton Street. And my first question is, Kevin, did you get my emails from the last couple of days?
Yes, I did.
Okay, well, it's unfortunate that you didn't take time to call me because I would have been happy to talk to you, not in a public forum, but this is the only way I can reach you. So we're going to have to do it in public forum. I want to go on record as saying on Monday at some point in the morning, Linda called me to tell you that my application was being bumped a second time to February 14th. And she did not have any, she did not know the reason why that was happening. I then came to the office, I think on Tuesday, to find out who could tell me why it was being bumped. No one could tell me. I asked for Kevin's phone number to call him. Nobody would give me that. Then Linda informed me that attorney Chris would contact me. And again, I asked for his phone number and she wouldn't give it to me as well. I looked it up and eventually called him. My argument here is, and I'm going to talk for a few more minutes, is why were you all, everybody hiding from me? Chris explained why I was being bumped because of this 48-hour notice policy. But I didn't learn that until tonight. Chris couldn't even tell me that over the phone. I don't think he knew. In addition, if the Borough Hall is closed and has been closed for 2 weeks or more, someone on Friday maybe should have said, hey, is this going to be closed another week? And if you had done that, you could have given whoever wanted to contest my silly 22-inch variance an opportunity to join this call. But that didn't happen as well. So my other question is, next month on the 14th, is someone going to be proactive and give whoever wants to contest my situation the 48 hours notice?
Well, Mr. Sprunk, I can answer for you. And we did have a conversation on Tuesday, as you know. I didn't get a lot to get in there because you were yelling at me most of the time. But
I'm angry. I'm sorry.
To say to you that, as I said, this matter will be heard on the 14th, because if the Borough Hall is closed, we will have the opportunity to make the proper postings to not put your application at risk of jurisdictional challenge.
But that wasn't done when the Borough Hall was closed last week. That policy wasn't put into place.
Understood that I explained, I think you heard me, that we weren't aware of that until Monday.
And so, but is someone going to make sure that the Borough Hall is either closed or everybody gets proper notice come 3 days before the 14th?
Yes.
I don't know why. I'm going to wrap this up, okay? Because I'm sure you're going to be angry with me and it'll probably affect my application next month. But all I wanted was a courtesy phone call from Mr. Quinn to explain why I was bumped. And he didn't have the courtesy to answer an email, a phone call. He just ignored me. And that's why I'm on this call tonight. And I think he owes me an apology. And next time, if you're dealing with someone else, call the person. There's only 2 people that got bumped. Pick up the phone and say, Paul, we're very sorry. And that's what Linda did, but she couldn't tell me why. I'm done. You handled this very, very poorly.
Thank you, appreciate that. And I did talk to counsel and counsel reached out to you, so that's the bottom line. So we look forward to hearing from you next month.
I look forward to hearing from you, but I don't know if you'll answer any of my requests, but whatever. Okay, thank you for giving me the time.
You're welcome. Okay, I don't think we have anything else.
I'm sorry, I do have one more question.
Sure.
You have a meeting on the 14th. If my variance is approved, can I assume that the meeting on the 16th is when I'll get my final approval?
No. Chris, would you respond to that?
I can't assume that. I can't assume that. It's not something that usually is written up that much. I will make an effort to do so because of the delay, but I can't promise that.
All right, well, that would be a nice gesture if indeed my application is approved on the 14th, and then you could sign off on a resolution 2 days later. That would be a nice resolution, and it would be a nice gesture of good faith. I'll stop talking.
Let's get the application first.
Yes, if the application's approved, I would encourage Chris to turn around the resolution quickly.
Thank you. And do I have to have approval? Does everyone have to vote yes on this, or is it by majority?
Chris?
Your application?
Yes, sir.
It's a majority application approval. It's not a D variance.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for your comments, Mr. Sprunk.
Thank you. I don't know why people have email addresses and don't respond to emails, but that's another topic. So you're welcome.
Okay. Other matters, anything else have anything to bring up before the board tonight? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Chairman.
Motion to adjourn. Happy birthday, Tyler.
Second on everything.
Who was the second, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the meeting is officially adjourned. Thank you all.